And for further analysis, we're joined from Moscow by visiting lecturer at Higher School of Economics in Moscow, Ramy ElKalyouby. Mr. Ramy, it's a pleasure to have you as always on the Economic Bulletin, and delving right in. Oil prices spiked nearly 7% after Israel's strike on Iran. Is this a short-term shock or the start of a more sustained rally in global energy prices?
Actually, it depends on the future development of the crisis. In case if this is just an imitation of a war and not a real war, in this case, the prices will decrease shortly. But if there is a real escalation, the prices might continue to grow, and in this case, such major oil exporters countries as Russia and Saudi Arabia will gain huge profits, although Saudi Arabia can face some problems with transporting the oil due to instability in the region. That's why when we follow Russian statements, officially Russia condemns any Israeli strikes on Iran. But on the other hand, Russian treasury profits from the current situation. So, and economically, and if we speak selfishly, Russia profits from or will profit in case the escalation goes on.
Well, Brent hit multi-month highs, and since we're witnessing a quite tricky period, how do markets typically react to sudden military escalations in the region?
Actually, after the Israeli strikes on Iran started, Brent oil raised 13%. Then this decreased a lot, and now is still more than $70 per barrel. So, in case if the escalation continues, it can grow and achieve $80 and even more dollars. In case of the escalation, the prices may go back down to $60, and we should not forget that during the last few months, oil prices were affected a lot by trade wars between China and the United States. So now there is some agreement between Washington and Beijing regarding tariffs. There are also that some perspectives or some possibility that tensions in the Red Sea and the Gulf region remain. In this case, prices might be stable or even grow.
Now, sir, regarding the oil reserves case, the IEA says it's ready to release oil from emergency reserves. Economically, how effective is this move, and does it risk triggering more panic?
Actually, I don't think that the situation is so critical that anyone should release its reserves. Actually, in April 2024, we also witnessed some strikes between Iran and Israel, but they were symbolic rather than military strikes. So, and after some time, the oil prices went back. After the turmoil in the Red Sea due to Houthi strikes, the prices also grew, but then became stable again. So everything depends on how long will this crisis go on.
On the other hand, we have OPEC, which pushed back, saying this creates false alarms. How do you interpret this clash between energy producers and consumers? Who holds more sway right now?
Actually, now it is a market of consumer, and OPEC Plus actually increases its production during the crisis times, because actually when the prices are high, there is a lot of rivalry and competition for the client. But now it's more important for any country to get its place or reserve its share on the market rather than getting the huge profits right now.
Now, sir, from your point of view, do you expect actual disruptions to oil supply, especially through the Strait of Hormuz, or is the current spike mostly based on fear and speculation?
Actually, the current situation is not positive for consumers because, as I mentioned, firstly, the prices go up. Secondly, there is instability in the Gulf region, and this might affect supplies from Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates.
From Moscow, that was visiting lecturer at Higher School of Economics in Moscow, Ramy ElKalyouby. Thank you so much for your insights.